A top police official in China has ordered preemptive strikes against perceived threats to social order. Vice Minister of Public Security Yang Huaning claimed hostile forces were seeking to inflame growing social discontent in an effort to create instability. Yang claimed there were plots at westernization and separatism by Western anti-China forces. And as well as outsiders, he blamed what he called anti-China forces in the troubled regions of Tibet and Xinjiang. He urged Chinese police to strike at hostile forces at home and abroad, including ethnic separatists, terrorists, and the forces of religious extremism. The publication of Yang's speech comes days after a prominent political dissident, Liu Xiaobo, was jailed for 11 years on charges of inciting the subversion of state power. A 53-year-old British man has become the first EU citizen to be executed in China for 50 years. Akmal Sheikh from London was killed on Tuesday morning after being convicted last year of smuggling almost 9 pounds of heroin into China. Pleas for clemency from the British government, the EU, the UN and the man's family were ignored. Mr Sheikh's supporters say he was mentally ill and had a long history of delusional behaviour and was duped by a criminal gang into unwittingly carrying drugs for them. Ivan Lewis, a British Foreign Office minister, called on China to show clemency, saying it was not appropriate to execute someone with a mental illness. However, the Chinese government says the punishment was in line with Chinese law and that Sheikh's legal rights were scrupulously respected. China plans to launch Chang'e 2, the country's second lunar probe, at the end of 2010. China's Space Program Authority has said the design and production of Chang'e 2 is complete and the lunar orbiter is undergoing ground tests. The spaceship is expected to test the soft landing technological capability for the next generation Chang'e 3 and provide high-resolution images of the landing area. The country's first lunar probe, Chang'e 1, was launched in October 2007 and ended its 16-month mission on March the 1st this year. China's national auditor says almost 70 leading party officials and 160 other officials may face prosecution after investigations. Over 20,000 cadres, including leaders in 14 provinces and state ministries, were examined. The probe, carried out in the first 11 months of the year, found that $1.6 billion had been misappropriated. The announcement came after Premier Wen Jiabao told state auditors to strengthen their inspections of government-funded projects next year to guard against the construction of substandard projects. Next year, government auditors are set to inspect public projects including earthquake reconstruction, the Beijing-Shanghai high-speed railway and the second west-to-east gas pipeline. The bill for official government vehicles reached almost $12 billion last year, making up 14% of last year's total government procurement. Under new rules brought in this year, Chinese domestic brands must now make up no less than 50% of government automobile fleets. The size of engines on most official cars will also be limited to 1.8 litres, down from 2 litres, and the price will be limited to $23,500. Chinese archaeologists believe they found a nearly 1,800-year-old tomb belonging to the legendary ruler Cao Cao. The tomb is located in the central province of Henan, near the Yellow River, and the ancient city of Anyang. Cao Cao ruled the kingdom of Wei from 208 to 220 AD, when he died at age 65. He had a mixed reputation as a cruel tyrant, but also a cunning military strategist and skilled poet. Although it was discovered about a year ago, the tomb was only linked with Cao Cao recently when stone tablets carrying inscriptions of King Wu of Wei were seized from alleged tomb raiders. His poems continue to be taught in schools throughout China. A total of 17 miners have died in 2 separate accidents. An explosion killed 12 miners in the northern province of Shanxi when a pocket of gas was ignited. 4 others survived the blast. Meanwhile, 5 other miners were killed and 6 trapped in an accident in Yunnan province in the southwest of the country, also as a result of a gas explosion. Last month, 108 miners were killed in a coal mine blast in northeastern China. It was the country's deadliest mining accident in 2 years. And that's the BON headlines for now, but we'll be back with more news after this.